Hi guys, welcome back to Danny Keeping It Real. And yes, I sound huskier than I already am really. I've come down, I knew it was coming. You know when it's like that, it's just got that little bit colder here in London. I always say London, I'm from Essex. Why did I say London? Why did I say London? Let me do that again. It's got a little bit colder here in Essex. Now I sound like a weather girl. But yeah, like I've come down with this like annoying tickly cough. You know, like when you want to scratch the back of your throat and sneezing. And I am considering having the flu jab. Might get that done this week. Does the flu jab make you more fluey?
For a little bit, I think.
I don't know. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that. So, what are we going to talk about today? I feel like the last week, by the way, I've been so overwhelmed with so many people commenting, liking, because that word, subscribing. I'm actually really surprised. Like the gender reveal, I knew the gender reveal video would do well because it was quite magical, if I say so myself. Thank you everyone for watching, but I wanted this video to be a little bit more just chilled. I'm in my pajamas, I'm not feeling great today. So I thought this could be the perfect opportunity to talk to you guys a little bit about my pregnancy journey so far. Because when I first decided to do these YouTube videos, it was for me to show you guys, and this is for people that are not pregnant or expecting, or just to give you guys an idea of what pregnancy's been like for me, because everyone obviously is different. And I am gonna be honest, when I first found out I was pregnant, from I'd say week 6 up to pretty much like week 11, week 12, it wasn't what I expected at all. And I think as a young girl, like young girls, their dream really is you want to find the love of your life, you want to find your Prince Charming, you want to have a baby or 2 or 3 or how many of you want a lovely home, and you want love and happiness. They're, I think, all the key things that kind of girls like dream of when we're younger, like the big wedding day and all of that to come. But for me, when I found out I was pregnant, of course I was excited, but the emotions that I went through was not what I expected. And I think it's really important to talk about, like I said before, the highs and lows of pregnancy, because it's a really lonely place, and the things that you go through can be really confusing. And I thought if I just explain to you what I went through for the first, I'd say pretty much like 12 weeks, but the first 6 weeks that I knew I was pregnant, at least if you can relate to this, you don't feel like you're alone and you don't feel like you're going crazy. So I'm gonna have one more sip and then I'm gonna put this down. Okay, so first thing, the sickness. So the sickness for me, and they do actually say that I don't know if this is like a myth, but they do say actually if you're having a girl, you do get really bad sickness. But the sickness for me, oh my God, it weren't morning sickness. Like, I don't even know who made the word or the phrase morning sickness. Like, I had morning sickness, morning, afternoon, night, waking up in the night. And it's like, and what's the worst thing is, because you don't really tell anyone, you're trying to keep this a secret, you're like feeling sick. It's like having a horrible like bug, you know, like a sickness bug where you feel sick, you've got that taste in your mouth. It doesn't matter how many times you brush your teeth, you cannot get that taste out of your mouth. And the food, so everything that you want to eat is to like stop the sickness. So I was going things for like crisps, pop chips were my favourite, just bread. I literally would get a French stick and pretty much eat the whole loaf, French stick. A
French what?
French stick.
A French stick.
You never heard of French stick?
Never heard of a French stick.
Have you not? Oh my God, yeah. My dad always be like, Dad, do you want a French stick when we were younger? Like, you know what I mean? Like a baguette. Yeah. What do you call it then, Aaron?
A baguette.
And what are baguettes? French.
True.
I call them a French stick. Does anyone else call them that? Okay, that's a whole nother story. So they're the kind of foods that I wanted just to like help my sickness. And it was like I'd have some crisps or I'd have some bread or French stick, whatever it was, and it kind of helped for like about an hour. Within an hour I felt sick again. And honestly, I've got to tell, Tom will laugh about this, we had something called a spit bucket. I'm not even joking. might even have it out in the back. I'll show you the spit bucket. You know when you feel like you're going to be sick, but you can't, so you just get saliva built up in your mouth. I literally be sitting here with the bucket and I'd literally like that. So attractive. I would even have like a cup that I could spit in the car because I needed, it was like every time I like spat my saliva out, it would then build up in my mouth again and you can't keep swallowing it. Oh, it was just, the sickness just literally, and it really started to get me down as well. And this is another thing. So with me, since I've been off of the Only Way is Essex, not many people know what I do for work, and that's something I will be showing in future video clips and stuff. All the like the fashion stuff that I've got going on with my own boutique, and the health and nutrition. I've got a nutrition business that I do, and I work alongside Fern as well. We've got that going on together. So the last 3 years, I've been pretty much an entrepreneur, businesswoman, and I love it. I love working. I love getting up in the morning. I'm always motivated. I'm energetic. I've got this real passion of just working. And it's not about even the money side of it. Of course, we all like to earn money, but for me, I just get that real buzz of like making as many opportunities as I can. And my businesses, I absolutely love it. But again, the first trimester, should we call it, I didn't have the energy. So you kind of lose like your identity and everything that you are and what you're about. I felt like it was just going. So the sickness really, I struggled with. The fact that I had no energy and no motivation, and I actually didn't even want to get out of bed. I couldn't be bothered to go to work. And you know, I was actually even thinking like, I'm actually quite lucky because I am, well, self-employed. I'm kind of my own boss. So if I wanted to have a day in bed, I could. And I did think about all of those women that I've got to continue. Like if you work up in the city, or you've got to travel, or you've got to carry on with your usual everyday normal life, and you're feeling horrendous. So big up to all my women out there that have got to go to work and carry on and just be normal, because it is actually difficult. I think it's a lot difficult than what people make out. Like with pregnancy, I think because it's just something that's like so normal, so natural, everyone pretty much experiences it in their life, you kind of just accept that like this is how it is and you've just got to like soldier on. But it is really difficult and I struggled. So yeah, the not being able to like be my normal, I think that's the word, not feeling your normal self. And then the third thing, so apart from the sickness and not feeling like I could work and losing kind of a little bit of my identity, the third thing for me was I definitely struggled with a bit of depression. I've always had a little bit of anxiety, and that's something that actually for the last year I've gone to, I've seen therapist. I see a therapist, once a week. I go to therapy. I've spoke about it on my social media, and I think it's really, really important to, and it's not, I feel like now with therapy, some people look at it, I know in America it's like, oh, I'm gonna go and see my therapist, and it's like kind of a trend thing now, but it's a really serious thing. For me, therapy's worked because it makes me feel like I can speak to someone that's a complete stranger in my life. This person I sit next to for an hour once a week, literally listens, and I get to vent basically. So I'm not having to like project all the negative feelings or whatever I have to like my mum or my partner or my friends. Like just being able to do that once a week really helps me. And it's like every time I walk out of there, like I have a bit of a weight lifted off of my shoulders. So I really, whether you don't have to be depressed or suffer with anxiety or anything like that to go and seek therapy. I just think it's a really good way of being able to just deal with everyday life, to be honest, because let's be honest, life can be quite tough these days and the society that we live in. So when I was starting to get these feelings, it was like, the best way to describe, and I'm going back to when you think you should feel a certain way when you're pregnant, I didn't feel really excited, and I feel really bad saying this, and my little baby, I love you, and if you watch this one day, I'm so excited now, but at the time I knew I should be, but I didn't feel it. It didn't come from the heart. It didn't feel natural. And I didn't cry when I found out I was pregnant, which I thought that I would, because it's like something that I've always wanted to be a mum. And I thought, oh my God, the day that I'm actually going to be able to be pregnant and be a mum, and especially with someone that I love and all those things. But I wasn't feeling it. Like, I can't put my finger on it. I just didn't feel like as excited as I thought I would be. So I didn't cry when I found out I was pregnant, and I felt guilty for that. I thought, what is wrong with me? And then I was having these really like mixed emotions. So obviously my hormones were all over the place, but I would just sit on my sofa where I couldn't have the energy to go to work, and then Tom would come home and I was just crying. And I didn't even know why. I just felt really low. I felt really down. I didn't feel myself. My body was changing. I knew that I was going to be getting bigger, but obviously being in the health and fitness industry for the last 2.5 years, I was getting panicky about, like, I don't want my body to change, and I can't expect, and it's ridiculous. Like, when I think now, like, I'm loving that I've got my bump now and I can see it growing, and yes, I've put weight on and I'm excited and I want to embrace that. But at that time, that first 6, 7, 8 weeks, I felt like I was like losing control of who I was. So not only was I getting the sickness and not being able to feel like I want to go to work and having that drive, I then felt like I didn't just feel myself. I had no control over myself. I was eating foods that I never would normally eat. And yeah, that's just how I felt. And I was getting really, really upset about just feeling like that. I felt guilty. It is completely natural. Apparently like 1 in 10 women suffer with a little bit of antenatal depression, and it's completely normal. And I think if anyone's watching this and you're getting any of these symptoms or feelings of just low, really emotional, not maybe feeling as happy as you thought you would be when you found out you were pregnant, all of these feelings, like, it is so normal. And this is why I just wanted to share this with you guys, because it's something that happens. It's happened to me in pregnancy, and it's happening to lots of women around the world. And I think you don't probably hear that enough. I think when we find out that we're pregnant, or when you see pregnancy, it's all very like, oh my God, it's amazing. And, you know, you're so lucky and you're so blessed. And yeah, of course, babies are blessings. Of course they are. But at the same time, if you're not feeling like all the things that you thought you were going to feel, like, it makes you feel so guilty. So please don't stress if you're feeling like that. And I just want to say, like, it does get better and it does get easier, because I think when it got to around about the 12th, it was about the 12th week, to be honest, the sickness had calmed down. I started to get a little bit more energy. I was being able to sleep better, and sleep is massive. Like, you know, you're growing this human inside you, and it takes every bit of energy from you, and you're so drained and you're tired, but you've just got to keep being strong. And, you know, this is amazing, but it's really difficult to like put that face on when you're feeling like that. So it does get better, I can assure you. If you haven't had any of this, by the way, and this sounds really crazy to you, then you're definitely one of the lucky ones, because this is something that I've had, and I know a few other people that suffered with this as well. And it's something that I do think is important to speak about. And yeah, and to be able to deal with it, top tips, speak to your partner about it. Like, Tom is literally like, he's unreal. He's so good, and he's so patient with me, because I was a stroppy bitch. Like, I was an aggy bitch and stroppy, and the mood swings. Yeah, he was very patient with me. 1 minute I was crying, next minute I was moaning that I feel fat, then I was moaning that I couldn't eat my normal foods that I like, then I was moaning that I couldn't go to work. And, you know, to have that, bear in mind, we've only been together actually for 4.5, coming up to 5 months. So, you know, we are supposed to be in like our honeymoon period. So we've had to rush a lot of things, obviously, but I am so lucky to have him, because he has been unbelievable. He's so caring, he's so thoughtful. He was there for me just to listen when I was like upset, and also quite straight with me when he said, like, you know, you need to get up and we need to need to get you out of bed and you need to get to work and try and get through this, because you kind of need that strong person by your side, which he was. So having someone to speak to, whether that's a partner or a family member, and yeah, if you do feel like you're feeling really low and you're constantly crying and you're not feeling happy at all, then I would definitely recommend seeking a therapy or counselling. Speak to your GP, speak to your midwife, speak to someone that can give you professional help, because for me, having that support system has really helped get me through those first like really tough 12 weeks. So that's that. Now I'm going to talk about the happy part, because after the 12 weeks, like I said, the sickness calmed down. I was able to sleep better. I started eating my healthier sort of foods that I used to. I even got a little bit back into the gym, because I always like to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. So I started going back into my old routine, and I did start feeling myself again, which is really important for all of us women that are going through this. So yeah, and then also you're starting to see your bump grow a little bit more. I still have my hormones, don't get me wrong, I'm still like can have my moments, but everything seems to just be a little bit more calmer, and you can sit like, it's like you've got a bit of a clearer mind. However, baby brain, forgetfulness is still something that I've had all the time. So yeah, last 4 weeks, definitely feeling more myself, feeling better. I think the fact that people now know as well that I'm pregnant, that's helped, because I hate keeping like secrets, and that actually gives me anxiety. So the fact that it's now out there, that took like a whole like weight off my shoulders as well. And I've actually been able to really enjoy it. Some symptoms that I definitely have had: trapped wind, girls, it's gonna happen. You are gonna have the worst trapped wind. Well, I did, poor Tom. Like, imagine we're in the honeymoon period and I'm literally like farting in bed, doing that thing when you pretend that he hasn't heard, but he definitely has. But yeah, trapped wind. It was even awkward. We was at a charity event last weekend. I was like in this long green dress. I felt so glamorous. He looked beautiful, like he looked all handsome. I'm sitting there and I was like, I felt this sharp pain. And honestly, again, with pregnancy, if this is your first pregnancy, any pains or anything you feel that's like not normal, you do panic. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, something's wrong. I was so dramatic. And like, and then Tom, obviously this is his first time, obviously pregnant, because obviously he's experiencing this with me. So he was like, oh my God, what's going on? Are you okay? And I was like, no. I was like, something's wrong. Like, and then literally, I just needed to fart. That was it. He went to me, I think I need to go to the toilet. Something's not right. Went to the toilet and literally just farted. And then I was fine. So if you get obviously there's certain pains, and if you're getting it a lot, then obviously seek your doctor. But girls, please remember, trapped wind and a lot of farting will happen. Constipation will happen. Get your fibre intake, that's all I'm saying. Thankfully, some of the nutrition products that I've got really have helped with increasing my fibre, because you do need a lot more fibre. You're so constipated. Your whole toilet just changes. Heartburn. Apparently heartburn you get like later in the pregnancy. I've had it from the beginning. They say actually, if you're getting heartburn at an early stage and like acid reflux and all of that, the baby's going to be really hairy. Not hairy like a little monkey, not hairy all over, like as in it will have a lot of hair. But I think I was bald as a baby, so I don't know if hopefully she does. Who knows? But yeah, so heartburn I've had. I mean, Gaviscon has been my lifesaver. I have it by my bed. I carry a Gaviscon in my bag. It's fun. It is really fun being pregnant, girls. It's so sexy. What else? The baby brain, forgetfulness, a little bit of confusion. That still stayed the same. And I think that's probably about it so far. So that's been my journey for the last 16 weeks. I've got my midwife appointment later this week, which I'm really excited. I'm going to hear the baby's heartbeat again. And I just think, to round this up, this video I hope will just help any of you that are in the early stage of your pregnancy and you're having anything that I've kind of had it is normal, and that's why I want to put that out there, because us girls need to support each other, because it is bloody hard. But I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I'll speak to you guys soon.